Hi, everyone. David Aragona and Mike Beer here taking a look at the race that kicks off a quartet of Grade 1 action at Saratoga this Saturday. Race 9, the first of those four Grade 1s, is the Test Stakes. This one for the three-year-old fillies going the 7 furlong distance on the main track. Mike, every year this comes up a fun race to handicap. We've got the mix of top sprinters, some of the fillies that have gone the Kentucky Oaks or the longer races turning back in distance, and we've got that intriguing mix in the Test this year. 8 fillies entered for this race, and the horse to beat based on accomplishments on the way in is clearly the number 7, Explora. She ran the Kentucky Oaks this year. She's run nothing but strong races, and Mike, it just feels like Bob Baffert is turning her back in the right kind of spot.
Yeah, it feels like it could really work for her here. She's a really nice horse. She's acquitted herself, very well just about every time they've sent her out there, and they've run her in some pretty big races, and she's run well in those races. She's a really nice horse, and she's one of the major players in here for sure.
It's going to be no easy task, though. This is a competitive race. Plenty of others that have run some 90-plus Beyer speed figures, including the number 1 Movie Night, who is coming off one of the best efforts of anybody in this field, an impressive allowance score. We'll start the conversation with her as we start to go through these contenders. And Mike, this filly, she was maybe a little unlucky to lose the debut race over a sloppy track at Keeler. It felt like she ran really well, was beaten by today's rival Where Luck Lives, but since then, she has been unstoppable. Her maiden win at Churchill Downs 2-back, again over a sloppy track, didn't have trouble with it that day as she launched a big run from off the pace to get the job done. And the last race, Mike, you had to love the improved tactical speed that she showed, sitting right on top of the pace before producing that same strong finish. And like I said, that 96 Beyer, I think it's the top number in this field.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, and just to put it into a little bit more perspective, the horse we're going to talk about next, Percy's Bar, David, she's finished first in 2 Grade 1s already. She's hit the board in 2 other major grade 1 races. She's never run that fast. She's never run a 96 in her life. This filly has been really, really good all 3 times that she's been out on the racetrack. She showed the improved tactical speed last time. That's going to help her breaking from the rail in this race, but she can really run. If she doesn't make the lead in here, it's not a big issue for her because she can really run from off the pace. She's a dangerous horse in this field.
It's a good point, Mike, because she does not have to use that style. And there is a lot of speed drawn outside her in this race. We're going to talk about it, especially if some of these horses that are cross-entered end up staying in here. The number 2 is Percy's Bar, and she is one horse that is cross-entered at Ellis Park, the Audubon, on Sunday. So we'll see where she decides to go, where her connections decide to run her. But, Mike, she feels like she'd be the perfect fit turning back in a race like this because she's proven that she belongs at the Grade 1 level. Like you said, winner crossing the wire first in the Alcibiades, then winner of the Grade 1 Ashland earlier this year. Not earning particularly formidable speed figures in any of those races, but she ran well. The Kentucky Oaks, she drew a tough post. The trip didn't really work out. Maybe she doesn't want to go that far. I do wish she had run a little better in the last race, the Monomoy Girl, where she was doing a little bit of chasing mid-race, just got really tired at the end. But based on some of the 2-year-old form, Mike, turning back could really work for her.
Yeah, I agree with you about her last race, but I'm just super interested to see what she'll do now turning back. I've been waiting for them to turn Percy's Bar back for a while. I understand why they didn't do it because she had, again, she's run really, really well in some Grade 1 races going longer, but I mean, she first got onto my radar as a 2-year-old with these 2 like huge races sprinting from off the pace, big runs from, just off of it. And I've just sort of been waiting for them to turn her back since then. I'm glad they're going to do it here. I hope it's here, but I'm just glad they're going to do it either way, here or at Ellis Park on Sunday.
Mike, I did find this DRF formulator fact for her trainer, Ben Colebrook. This is a pretty eye-opening one. Turning back, routes to sprints on the dirt. He's 11 for 29 with a healthy $6.55 ROI. And Mike, I even drilled down further and restricted this to non-maiden, so filtering out turnbacks in maiden races, more established horses. Among non-maidens in this sample, he's 6 for 12 with an ROI over $13. So he's had a lot of success with this move.
Yeah, just another reason to like this horse. Hopefully she can bounce back in this race because she is going to have to bounce back off of her, a pretty disappointing recent effort.
The number 3, Sippin Pretty. Maybe last time was the time to have this one when she upset the Grade 3 Victory Ride. Local prep for this at odds of nearly 27-1. We'll take a look at the stretch run of this race. And Mike, during the running of this race, she didn't look like a 26-1 shot because she traveled like a winner every step of the way, just sitting in behind the leaders, always moving well. And once Ricardo Santana Jr. tipped her out at the top of the stretch, she immediately pounced on the leader, Goodall, who's also back on this race. And they briefly dueled, but Sippin Pretty, she asserts herself herself at the end to win going away. So feels like the 7 furlongs is supposed to be no issue for her. I know she didn't run well going this distance in the 8 bells 2-pack, but that was a strange trip where it felt like she just wasn't happy. She was lugging out in that race. Maybe it was just a fluke, Mike, because all of her other efforts are good.
That's exactly right. Yeah, she disappointed 2-back. She never really got into a great position, though, in the 8 bells. That was, I mean, it was a total opposite in that video we just watched right there. I mean, she put herself right into position early in that race. And as you pointed out, she just always looked like she was going to run. And not only did she run, David, I mean, I really feel like Goodall is a pretty nice 3-year-old filly sprinter. Goodall ran her race that day, and Sippin Pretty just ran her down through the stretch.
Mike, I think all of the horses in this race could have trouble getting to the lead over the number 4, Where Luck Lives, because this might be one of the best gate horses in the country. If you watch her last 2 races, it's like she's watching the starter with the button because she just times that start so perfectly and immediately gets up to top speed. It's like she breaks and has a length or 2 on the field every time. So if she breaks as sharply here, I think it could put some others that want to get forward in difficult position. The question is, though, even if she gets to the lead, is she good enough to beat this field? Because while she beat Movie Night when she broke her maiden 2-back, it felt like that one's really gone on since then. I don't know if we've seen the same development from Where Luck Lives because she was an impressive winner of an allowance race at Churchill last time. I'm just not sure that was the strongest spot.
Yeah, this is a really significant step up in class for her. But David, she's a rocket from the gate. She's going to be on the lead in this race. There are tactical horses in here, though. So I feel like even when she makes the lead in here, she's going to take some pressure up there. I think it's important. They're not going to just let her walk on the lead in this race. And I feel like if she doesn't have some kind of pace advantage, I don't see her wiring this field. We'll see what happens.
I wonder what they're going to do with the number 5 Goodall if Where Luck Lives breaks so alertly to her inside, because Goodall is a horse that doesn't want to be too far back in the early stages, and she herself has plenty of natural early speed, so she'll probably find herself in a stalking position here, Mike. Yeah. I like that she got back on track, too, back in the Jersey Girl, kind of putting that disappointing 8 bells behind her. She was really good in Victory that day, and like you said, she ran her race last time. The Victory Ride just could not withstand the late charge of Sippin Pretty, though, Mike, my main concern with her is whether or not she's one that gets better going this 7 furlong distance.
Yeah, that's my main concern with it too, because I will say as well as she ran last time in the Victory Ride, and I thought she ran really well in that race. She was getting tired at the end of that race when Sippin Pretty ran her down. She wasn't reaching out for ground anymore, like the final 16th of a mile there. I think she really got tired beyond 6 furlongs, and now she's got to go 7.
The number 6 On Time Girl, she has just been rock solid as a sprinter in this division going all the way back to last year. I mean, even her losses, she's been a little bit unlucky, Mike. They tried to go a mile in the Devona Dale. She doesn't want to do that. But aside from that, I mean, she's just run nothing but good races in her sprints that surround it. She was the winner of the 8 bells. Like we said, there were a few no-shows in that race, but it was a strong field. I know she only got an 85 buyer for that victory, but I think 3 horses that finished behind her have come back out of that race and run 90-plus buyer speed figures in their very next start. So she beat a good field in the 8 bells. And then last time out in the Leslie's Lady, she took her shot at Explora. I think maybe Explora had a slightly better trip that day because the pace wasn't that fast, and Explora just has that natural speed. And On Time Girl is one that has a big turn of foot on her, and she's lethal when she's able to use it coming off the turn, but they pushed the button a little bit earlier to apply some pressure to Explora around the turn. I think she paid the price late. She reportedly bled in that race. I'm not really sure what to make of that because she earned a career best buyer speed figure, so maybe it didn't affect her too much. But Mike, this just feels like a really good fit for this horse.
I agree. She's just a really good horse, and she shows up every time. And I also just really respect when you go through all of her races, and you're sort of going back to the end of last year and then into this year, you can just sort of give her different trips in her races, and it doesn't really affect her. If you have to go forward with her, she'll go and be part of the pace, and she'll still really fire. If you have to take her off the pace a little bit, she'll still really fire. So that's gonna help her in here. I mean, listen, we'll see how much faster she can get, I guess. I mean, we have seen her 8 times now, David. There is not a breakout figure on her card yet. And you do want to see that with these horses as time goes on. Maybe she'll jump up here and run a really fast one, but she better, because somebody's going to run a good race in here, and she's going to have to run faster to beat them.
And Mike, I will point out, we've got 2 sets of speed figures at Daily Racing Form, the buyer speed figures, which a lot of you used. If you look at the Time Form US speed figures for this race, there are 2 fast horses in this race, and they are On Time Girl and Explora based on the last race. the Timeform US gave the Leslie's Lady a gigantic speed figure. Explora, she got a 121 that day, only a 91 buyer on the buyer speed figure scale. So it's going to be interesting to see how that plays out on the racetrack. As for Explora, Mike, the winner of the Leslie's Lady, that was going this 7 furlong distance. She got the better of On Time Girl that day. Like I said, got to control what was a moderate pace up front, but she really dug in and finished like she does every time. She shows up in every race. She's just really gritty, always fighting it out at the end. Even her Kentucky Oaks 2-back, even though she was off the board for the first time in her career, that was not a bad effort at all. She probably doesn't want to go 9 furlongs, so she's going to be ultra tough in here.
Yeah, I agree. I love that Baffert has turned her back as well as she ran the Kentucky Oaks, and she ran great in that race. I love that he's turned her back because I do think this is probably where her future lies in these sort of elongated, maybe one-turn races. The last 2 times that they've turned her back to go 7, she ran great in both of those races.
I'm rounding out this field on the outside is the number 8 Carmel Coast. She's another one that is cross-entered at Ellis Park on Sunday, so it's going to be interesting to see where she ultimately runs. If she lands here, Mike, it's going to be a pretty tall task for her because she's one that wants to be up front contesting the pace, but can she outbreak where Lugs lives or go with that foe early? And if she does, feels like she might pay the price late.
Yeah, even if she does get out of the gate, and she did, I will just say she did get bumped in the victory ride, and so maybe that caused it, but she also felt like she got outpaced a little bit in that race, so we'll see. Even if she gets out of the gate better this time, it feels like she's gonna, really have to race some horses up front and then still try to be around at the end.
Let's go to our picks for this grade 1 test. And Mike, I think we've got the same superfecta box here, just ordered them slightly differently. You put the number 1 Movie Night on top, and she definitely is the one coming into this race with upside.
David, I just really like all of her races. I think she's a really talented filly, and I think she is going to handle the step up in class here. Obviously, she's going to have to prove that, but I think she's going to be able to handle it. I want her in this race. I'm kind of hoping Percy's Bar runs here. I mean, I almost put her on top of this race. I'm concerned about her last race, but I love her turning back for this.
We've both got Percy's Bar in the mix. I kind of want to see Movie Night prove it at a maybe short price in this race, but I've got her in there as well. I just like the 2 Leslie's Lady horses. I was kind of between the 2 of them. I thought On Time Girl would be a slightly better price, so I put her on top. 6-7-2-1 for me and 1-2-7-6 for Mike in the grade 1 test, race 9 at Saratoga on Whitney Saturday. Good luck if you're playing the races this weekend.